Well, howdy there, Tim.
Hello.
It's been a while since we've bombed the batch, huh? Welcome to season 2. Wow, this is the first season 2 we've had for one of these vidcast series of The Bomb Batch, where we'll be discussing episodes 1, 2, 3, and 4 of Star Wars The Bad Batch. I'd say overall, you and I both were big fans of season 1, so, were you excited for season 2?
Yeah. I mean, it's been long enough that I was definitely looking forward to seeing a little bit more.
Same, yeah. Especially because season 1 was early 2021, like in May, I want to say, and then this one January of 2023. So it's been a minute. So let's just get right into it, starting off with season 2, episode 1, Spoils of War. I did do a failure here, Tim. I did not rewatch the episodes once again, but I thought this was a pretty solid series opener. It felt very tied into the Clone Wars. I like the whole kind of Count Dooku heist thing. I like the old man that's like, I don't like the war. I thought this was a fun episode that gets back into the spirit of things. How about you?
Yeah. I thought it was like a good way to kind of kick things off. I like how they're kind of introducing this idea that Dooku was sort of he was having some suspicions that there was going to be some foul play afoot with the Empire uprising, and that like he and the other people that Palpatine was working with would ultimately get sacrificed in the name of his greater goal. And we're starting to see like sort of his followers and stuff, which is kind of neat. But they kind of ease that into the larger story by continuing with the adventures of them doing gigs for Sid to keep room and board.
Yep. Kind of cool. Seeing them doing these missions. I like the idea that this mission would be that, that one last job sort of thing. I was a big fan of that. And just overall, I was a big fan of that. Thought it was a fun season opener. Really kind of got us on the right foot, I thought. They fight their way through the cargo container. But Omega is really becoming part of the team. And there's a little arc one here about her feeling guilty about her being a burden on the rest of the team. And let me tell you, as someone with a bit of social anxiety who often feels like a burden, felt that hard. I don't know about you.
Yeah. Also, I noticed, and maybe this is my imagination, but this is my imagination, but like she does look a little bit older. Like this definitely seems like
I thought she looked older too.
It seems like they've probably jumped like a year or two ahead, which is interesting. But yeah, I do kind of like how we're seeing more continued development with Omega. She's just kind of becoming a bigger and bigger character, and trying to be strong for the group.
Yeah, it's good character development to learn that it's okay to let go, and it's she's not necessarily a burden. But I thought episode 1 was really solid. Yeah. Honestly, that's all I have to say about this one. Do you have anything more?
Yeah, that's about it.
All right, let's move on to season 2, episode 2, Ruins of War. Little second part of the 2-episode arc here, which makes sense because if memory serves me correctly, it premiered with 2 episodes. Am I right?
I believe so, yes.
And I didn't watch any until episode 3 was already up, but I'm pretty sure it premiered with 2 episodes. So it's all just kind of one big episode, but this episode... Tim, I'm reading the plot synopsis of episode 2, and I think we actually just talked about episode 2 already.
Yeah.
I realized I said all I had to say about it, so if you have more to say that I missed, please feel free.
That's fair. Yeah, like it was kind of neat seeing that whole like plot of them trying to get the gold, and then ultimately, in the end, they weren't able to keep all of it. But she was definitely feeling like this is this thing where if they don't succeed in this mission, then it's all her fault, and they just kind of had to reassure her that she's more important to the group than that. And then episode 2 ends on a note that kind of sets up episode 3, where I believe it's Wilco is like telling this officer, like, I'm not going to falsify documents. And then he's just like, oh, no, you're good. I will. Bang.
God, yeah, that was a pretty dark moment from a show that I don't remember in season 1 ever getting that dark.
Yeah.
So that was an interesting thing to see, I thought.
For a second, like the first time I watched it, I thought that was supposed to be Rex, and I was like, wait, no, they can't kill Rex off. Literally, he's in Rebels. What the fuck are they doing? But no, it was Wilco, I think.
Yeah, that'd be insane if they killed off Rex. They cloned Rex.
Yeah, it turns out Rex was a clone all along. Hey, wait.
So like I said, I guess I like both of the first 2 episodes. I kind of got more into my thoughts on episode 2 than episode 1. They sort of blur together. They're meant to be a singular piece, though. They're clearly, I mean, spoils of war, ruins of war, cause and effect. They're very clearly companion pieces. It was a 2-episode arc. So, I mean, let's be honest. In these first 4 episodes, there is a main event episode.
Oh, yeah.
And it's episode 3, The Solitary Clone. How about you take lead on this one? Because I can tell you're raring to go here.
Yeah. Episode 3, I think, far and away is out of these ones the most interesting, and I think it's kind of like tied into what I think has been sort of the main pull, at least for me, as far as this whole show has gone, is like seeing more and more of this B plot with the Empire uprising, and like we're seeing a lot here with the Imperial clones, and like they talk about that recruitment bill that's up for voting soon. They're just like, God, I hope that doesn't get passed, because like they're on their way out, and they know that. And then we have this like sort of campaigning onto these other worlds that do not want to be a part of the Empire, and they're resisting. But like I think what's really interesting is seeing how Cody is like leading this campaign, but he's trying to keep everything like peaceful. Like he's trying
like a Republic soldier would do.
Yeah, like the clones are all trying to do things the right way, and then like the people in charge of the Empire are like, no, we're gonna do things a little dirty, and they're not jiving with that. But you know, Crosshair being Crosshair, he's gonna do some fuck shit. And he does some fuck shit. He just straight up snipes somebody who they were supposed to let go, but you know, good soldiers follow orders.
Yeah, the crazy thing is that this whole good soldiers follow orders thing, we know now it's not an inhibitor chip thing.
Yeah.
That is straight up who Crosshair is. He is a soldier of war.
But I like how like kind of towards the end of the first season, and then again here, we kind of see more and more of like the seeds of good being planted in his brain, like the whole like companionship with the rest of the Bad Batch at the end of the first season is just kind of like, this doesn't change anything, but you know it does. And then here, like Cody is talking about how like, you know, the difference between a droid and a clone is that we still have our own free will, and we have to live with the weight of our decisions, and like, you know, that doesn't sit right with him, as much as he tries to pretend that he's whatever about it. And then we find out Cody went AWOL, so that's interesting.
Yeah, Cody does go AWOL, which is very interesting, because I always got the impression that Cody was just bad guy. Rex was the one that got to be freed of his chip. But Cody tried to kill Obi-Wan. We saw that in episode 3. So I always figured I never knew what happened to Cody. So I'm intrigued to see where Cody's story goes, if it goes anywhere. Who knows? Maybe in Mando Season 3, it'll just become the Cody show for 2 episodes, because apparently these shows can do whatever the fuck they want now. Yeah. I'm not angry about anything. Just annoyed. You know what I mean. You really took it away. I mean, Crosshair... I'm gonna be honest. Crosshair to me is the most interesting character in the Bad Batch. The other ones have these subtle arcs, I guess. You know, Omega trying to believe in herself. It's very kid show, and I'm not saying kid show's bad, but they're very been there, done there arcs. And this type of redemption arc isn't necessarily, I mean, redemption specifically isn't unique to, isn't a new concept to Star Wars, obviously. It feels different here. How they're approaching Over the Crosshair to me is the most interesting thing they're doing here. Which makes the fact that he's only been in one of these 4 episodes a little disappointing, because the Bad Batch, it feels like there's 2 different shows going on here. There is Crosshair's arc with the Rise of the Empire, which is something we have seen very little of. Even in old expanded universe content, there has not been a ton of stuff covering the rise of the Empire. And Crosshair's genuinely intriguing arc, and then you have the rest of the Bad Batch, which is a fun adventure of the week type show. And in season 1, they kind of cut back and forth between these 2 storylines a little bit. But at least so far in this season, they've kind of kept them in their own episodes. And I wonder if that's the direction the rest of the season will go, and eventually they'll cross over near the end, or what. It's hard to say, but to me, the Crosshair stuff is the most interesting stuff. Being done really well so far. There's an obvious reason why it has by far the highest rating on IMDb. It's the better episode. It might, I don't know if it's my favorite episode of the show so far, but it's up there for me. It's a very, very strong episode, and it's very enjoyable. It's great. I liked it a lot. But that's really all I have to say about this one. So are you ready to just move on to the next one?
Let's do 4.
Episode 4, Faster. So this one doesn't have Hunter, and it doesn't have Echo. They're off doing whatever the hell else, but it does have Tech, Wrecker, and Omega. And they're doing a little job for Sid that involves, as you put it, Sonic the Hedgehog movie actor.
Now this is pod racing.
We did it.
It's a racing episode. It's fun. It's fun. There's not a ton to say, other than it shows once again how the Bad Batch is loyal to Sid, and how Sid is growing softer and softer for them.
Right.
And it's just a fun adventure-y action episode. A fun set piece happens, and it's really enjoyable. I mean, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just kind of a nice little breath after episode 3.
I'd agree.
And it's just kind of a nice little lighthearted, just fun little watch the race, watch them do the thing. Not anything super deep. Sometimes you just gotta take a breather, which I think that's part of the benefit of this show having like longer seasons than Mando or Book of Boba Fett or Obi-Wan, is that it has room for that.
And it's also explicitly structured like a TV show. Unlike some of these, let's be honest, the Marvel shows and the Star Wars shows, feels less like a TV show and more like a long movie that's being chopped up. But this was a nice, you're right, it's a fun breather. It's a fun little bottle episode, almost. I liked Teo. He's fun. It's a shame he fucking died. I like the, big gangster guy. He's like, I mean business.
Yeah.
I love it when a guy is like that in the Star Wars. I love it when a guy is big, mean, and a boss. Jabba.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I'd have another one, but I guess it's just Jabba and this guy.
You got the twins. They show up for 2 episodes and then do nothing.
What the fuck is up with that? Remember how we were like, wow, what are they gonna do? Disappears after their next appearance. Like, what the fuck?
Here's Danny Trejo. Goodbye.
Good episode. I liked it. That's really all I have to say about it. Not a ton to say about any of these episodes other than episode 3, but it's a fun start to the season, I'd say.
Yeah, I think compared to the first 4 episodes of season 1, I think I'm a little more hooked, just because that 3rd episode is so strong, whereas first 4 episodes of season 1 were just kind of yeah, this is neat. The pilot was really strong, and then the 3 that followed were, they're fine. Whereas, the first 2 were kind of just fun adventures with a little bit of interesting B-plot stuff happening towards the end, and then that 3rd episode was really strong, and then the 4th one was just another fun one.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to see where this goes. I think we mentioned um, at various points last season, like a lot of these Star Wars shows, at least the animated ones, the first season is not the hottest, but then the later seasons get much better. So
100% yes. I couldn't agree more.
With that in mind, I'm definitely excited to see where this goes.
Me too. I couldn't have said it better myself. But you know who else couldn't have said it better themselves?
Your father.
No. It's not true. That's impossible.
And by that I mean you.
Oh.
The fuck, what the fuck? God damn it. The person watching. Fuck. The Perchin. Percocet.
Oh, no, he perching.
Oh, Lord of Batman. The person watching this episode, this premiere of season 2 of The Bomb Badge. Thank you oh so very much for watching. How about you mosey on down to that comment section below and let me know. Are you excited for season 2 of The Bad Batch? What do you think of these first 4 episodes? Do you think episode 3 is the best one? Do you think episode 3 and the B plot in general is just more interesting than the A plot? And finally, do you bad or do you batch? Comment below and let me know. And while you're down there, hit the like button so we know how much you like us. Hit the subscribe button so we know how much you love us. And hit the bell icon so you can know exactly when we upload new videos. And also so I can send the Bad Batch to your home and they break in. Thank you again so very much for watching. Tune in next time when we're probably going to be doing these in 2-episode chunks in the future. But also that's like gonna be 6 volumes of this, and maybe I don't want to fucking do that, so we'll see. I'll think about it. But tune in. See you next time. Bye.
They slid my ticket across the table and I said, "Sorry guys, I gotta see about a girl."